Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. Today, I am going to be planting a seed for anyone who's still listening to this channel. I know that my output has not been the best as of late. It hasn't been as frequent as it was when Dragon Ball Super was on, coming on every single week. And at the same time, a lot of the stuff I've been putting out is taking a lot of my creative energy. A lot of people either loved or hated my future Gohan arc thing. A lot of people are liking my rewrites, although those aren't incredibly frequent right now. Truth be told, one of the things I need to do is go back and actually watch Dragon Ball Super in order to know where the story was at any given time, because I'm actually redoing every single episode, as it were, kind of laying out the structure of each episode and how it connects with all the episodes previously, and at the same time, every episode in the future. So I really want to get that as accurate as possible. And truth be told, I haven't watched the latter part of the Battle of Gods arc in a very long time, so I don't know where I really need to be when it comes to the next episode and the next. I have outlines, I have an idea of where I want to go, but it's just going to take an incredible amount of time and actually just to get it done. And excuse the kind of all over the place nature of this video. I'm doing this right off the top of my head, but you guys saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. I thought I would just throw this out there and get some thoughts and opinions, because this is another pitch video that I really want to do. Of course, you also see my hit videos. I'm hoping to get another one of those out sometime this week, and at the same time jump right into my Janemba videos as soon as the hit video is out. But this has to do with the Dragon Ball Super movie and what I would like to do with that. So we all know it's coming out later this year in December. What's the story going to be about? Well, I have an inkling of an idea, or at least how I would like the story to start and how it connects with the broader universe of Dragon Ball Super, and how it could potentially jump into a new series. And I wanted to just kind of give you all the opening scene right off the top of my head and hope that you guys could either contribute to it, because I know a lot of people really want to contribute ideas that they think are good, and maybe I can credit you somehow in the finished product if I ever get that out sometime in the next month or two. And at the same time, hope that you guys enjoy this angle and might want to see this be what the movie's about. So with that being said, let's just jump right into this opening scene when it comes to the Dragon Ball Super movie coming out this December. So one of the things I really think we need to start off with, and one of the things I think a lot of people are scratching their heads about, is how the heck is Frieza involved, and why is he going to be a major point in this movie? They're already releasing art of him. They have art of various Frieza soldiers that we have never seen before. There's just so much going on in this film. What is it all about, especially with this new Saiyan? And I think this is my perfect introduction, is we come back with Frieza being the Frieza that we came off with at the end of Dragon Ball Super. This isn't the same tyrannical leader or universal crushing entity that he was when we first got introduced to him back in Dragon Ball Z. This guy has been literally to hell and back, and he knows that he cannot step on Goku or Vegeta or Beerus or Whis, and basically anyone who can stand up to him or his Frieza soldiers or anything else like that is on Earth. So he knows, I have to avoid Earth, and I have to avoid doing something so heinous that the Kais or Beerus or Goku and Vegeta are going to come get me at any given turn. And he takes all of the lessons that he learned from this, maybe some conversations with Frost during the Tournament of Power, to realize that he doesn't have to be tyrannical. He doesn't have to be the same thing that he was back in the Dragon Ball Z days, where he's going kind of wiping out the planet of its natural inhabitants and then just selling it on the black market or selling it to whoever wants it and doing everything that he used to do. He can do the exact same thing, but be kind of a humanitarian about it, because of the various things in technology that have been improved ever since the beginnings of Dragon Ball Z and when we first met Frieza. One of the things I think they could do is a riff on the thing they used to bring Frieza back to life and put all of his pieces together, or the healing pods that we've seen throughout the entirety of the Namek arc and everything related to the Saiyan and Frieza Force in general. You have this technology where they've advanced it far enough where it can completely reform a planet. It can rehabilitate and terraform an entire planet. And he uses this technology to go from various places in the universe, terraforming planets and selling them on the black market, growing his army, and basically, for all the joke in the world, really doing a number rising Universe 7's mortal level, because even though Beerus and Whis and the Kais are all incompetent on their jobs and nothing has changed since Dragon Ball Super because they shouldn't have learned any lessons from anything in that show, Frieza's back. Frieza's doing what Frieza's always been doing, but now instead of crushing people, killing people in order to make a profit, he is simply bringing planets back and giving people a place to stay for a price or something, or maybe they become part of his force, whatever it might be. But there is some semblance, some balance, things getting destroyed, things being woken up, and no one's really doing their jobs but him. He's making the world a better place. So with all that backstory, this is how we start the movie. We come in on a distant solar system with a planet kind of far away from the sun, but maybe a little off its axis. There's something completely wrong with this planet, but it's fixable for the Frieza Force and Frieza himself. But they come across it. Of course, this is just a barren wasteland, a frozen tundra of a planet, and it's not good for anything. But they have this technology. They're going to go save it, and Frieza is just completely beside himself with the payday that he's going to get. And when we approach this planet, we get the Saiyan pods from the ship go land on the planet and start the terraforming process, which is kind of something that starts shaking the ground of the planet, and everything starts being removed, melted, or anything else like that to actually get this planet to live again. But in the process, it actually wakes up this Saiyan. And that's what really starts us down the path of what this movie is going to be about. This Saiyan wakes up kind of Broly Second Coming style, and he destroys these Frieza soldiers. I mean, they're just completely decimated. Of course, Frieza is a little taken back because he doesn't really know what's going on, but in Frieza's mind, the only Saiyans that he actually has to worry about are Goku and Vegeta. He doesn't worry about Gohan or anybody else. So he's just like, look, I'm going to go fix this. And he goes to the planet. He gives this guy some words. Maybe this guy talks, maybe he doesn't. I'm going to just go ahead and say, yeah, maybe he talks. He's intelligent. But Frieza's like, look, it's been so long since I've taken out a Saiyan. This is going to be a sport for me. I can't wait to have this fight with you. And then he just completely destroys Frieza. In the meantime, Frieza's force is like, what do we do? And they call out like distress signals because their boss is getting completely dirt stomped on this frozen tundra. And in the vicinity, maybe in a little comedic moment or something, we get Jocko getting this distress signal, and he's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And he doesn't know what to do. I mean, he's getting these ideas that Frieza is getting destroyed by a Saiyan, so he thinks maybe it has something to do with Goku and Vegeta, so he calls Bulma. Bulma confirms that Vegeta and Goku are on Beerus and Whis' planet training, and she gets a hold of them, and they all go to this planet to actually see what's the matter. And as everything kind of goes down, Frieza has his moment. We get to see what Frieza's doing. We get to see where this Saiyan comes from and everything else like that. The main focus of this movie is the fact that this frozen tundra is actually planet Sadala from Universe 7, and that this particular Super Saiyan is actually just the first Super Saiyan, the thing that we've been kind of told about ever since Dragon Ball Z. And this is the guy who really killed Planet Sadala. This is the guy who couldn't control his power enough, and he actually destroyed the entire planet, forcing the kind of pure-hearted Saiyans, the same way they are in Universe 6, to flee this planet, go from planet to planet, eventually end up in Planet Tuffle, and be kind of the savages that they become and the evil people that they are. And another thing I think this would do is, instead of this guy being Yamoshi, which I think would be really dumb for the overall story of this movie, because we all expect it to be Yamoshi because of what Toriyama has been saying, this guy actually ended up killing Yamoshi. And in fact, we get a little bit of backstory that says this Super Saiyan's power is so incredibly immense that the only way they knew to fight him was to give all their power to Yamoshi, which ended up creating the first Super Saiyan God, and Yamoshi was able to fight him off and even fight him back until the Super Saiyan God power wore off and he didn't have enough power to actually fight this guy. So they had to run, and they ran away from their planet, and they were kind of desolate, orphan-like race trying to survive throughout this entire time, leaving this guy on their barren planet to literally destroy it with his own power. And that is why Planet Vegeta, the Saiyans of Universe 7, and everyone else is the way they are. This guy's power, the power of the Saiyans in general, and everything remotely related to that. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you like this idea? Do you hate this idea? Do you want to see this as the story of the movie? Do you think that you have a better kind of thing that ties everything together? Another reason I love this concept is you don't really have to dwell on it too much, but it would be a nice stinger for going into a new Dragon Ball series or a continuation of Dragon Ball Super where Vegeta and Goku and everyone go to planet Sadala, and maybe there's parallels there, or maybe there's the tension there about what the power of a Super Saiyan or power of a Super Saiyan God or any of that other stuff could actually mean for this race. Maybe they understand, maybe they know any of this stuff or not. That would be awesome, and a great jump into some other bigger stories and more focus on the Saiyans, their power, and why they have all of these ridiculous abilities that they've had throughout the entire series. So like I said, do you want me to come up with a better pitch for that, like kind of taking the seeds from that idea and trying to flesh it out into a 3-act structure that I can kind of take and tell you guys beat for beat what would happen? Or do you think that that's enough? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. It's been real.